Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, Johnny Marciano. First ever podcast series vocal of the Meeting of Minds. It's something that I really was kind of thinking about doing for a while, and there was a void that I wanted filled because I wanted it for myself, and then realized that if it ain't there, then you just gotta make it yourself and do shit yourself. And that's exactly what I did. This is going to be the first episode. I'm not sure. Everything's organic. Am I going to do it every month, every 2 weeks? It's something I'm going to have to see just for timing, just for guests. But I definitely want to put a lot of effort into it, give you guys a really amazing product, help you learn about the artists, learn about the industry, connect with people, have like a great insight, not only on the music side, but into a more personal look into the back end stuff of touring, of being a DJ, of producing, of parties, of what's popping, everything that you could actually plug in with any, Android, iPhone, iTunes, this, that, and be driving and getting a fun, informative interview and, maybe learning a thing or two about certain subjects. So my first guest is Montreal local, Adam Husa. Really happy to have him on board. He's a really good guy, a lot of talent. So I hope you enjoy the show. Have a listen and always give feedback, comments. Let me know what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear, and that kind of vibe. So we can give you the best product possible here at the Meeting of Minds. Enjoy. What is popping? It's your boy, Johnny Marciano. We are here with the first episode of the Meeting of Minds podcast, 001. This time, we are with the owner and founder of Husa Sounds. This boy is consistently growing his success in the studio and his DJ gigs. He has a very unique melodic sound. It's like an infusion of deep house with tech, with techno. It just gets you to a different level when you hear it on the dance floor. And even in his DJ sets, he's really taking the time, I feel, to bring you on a different ride and not just playing tracks to play tracks. He has releases on Magician on Duty, Dream Culture, as well as L'Enfant Terrible, just to name a few. I think he just recently got back playing in Cairo, which he can give us a bit of an understanding of how that is, and then had a gig at Newspeak here in Montreal. So let's welcome the talented Adam Husa.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
What's up, brother?
We
live, baby. We live. We could edit any shit we want.
It's true.
So for the people that don't know who you are, maybe a bit of a background of how you got into this, how you started.
Okay. How I started. Started maybe about going on 6 years. It all started with like a podcast channel that was technically, I was having guests, and then it started having too much guests. So I decided to start some sort of podcast channel to have everybody on it.
Yeah.
And for it to be a little bit less about me and more about showcasing the sound that I support.
Yeah.
So that led into another thing where I had the opportunity to throw my first party in Montreal, and it was a huge success. So that kind of carried into throwing the big events that I throw now.
Yeah. What was that first party? You remember it? Like when?
It was at this place called Café de Lima. It was
Yeah.
Poe, which he is on my label right now.
Okay.
That gave me the opportunity when he used to be doing events back then. So I guess it's been 6 years since that, and I studied sound design, so ever since then I kind of jumped into the whole production world.
Yeah.
And just carried all the way to this.
It's cool to see different people's journey and how everyone came at it from a certain way, even though it's kind of common. There's like maybe 6 or 7 options that you usually hear people. But what's cool is that you went on the journey and you evolved yourself. You weren't just taking the ride.
Yeah.
Like you went into your courses, you did parties, you're a very active member of the community. And I think that's really cool.
I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was just kind of going with it and more opportunities came on and on, and just kept taking them.
For sure. I agree with that. That's really cool. And how long has it been, you said?
It's
You
like
started?
we're going on the 6th year right now for that I started Husa Sounds, which was about the beginning of it.
So if people that have never been on the site or never heard of husasounds.com, what is it exactly?
So Husa Sounds is a platform in between events. It's a podcast. It's also some sort of label that we give away music for free on SoundCloud. And so we do, I guess now we do monthly events. We invite international guests that plays with people in our community, people that release with us. And
Very cool.
exactly. And it's also a blog. So we talk about what goes on in the Montreal scene.
Yep.
Covering events, covering releases. It's a cool platform. You should check it out.
Yeah. Would you see yourself, maybe it is, or like becoming a label?
I often think of whether I make that switch, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for to kind of hit me.
Yeah.
Right now we're sort of a label. We're kind of just giving away music right now on SoundCloud, which is cool because we have no intentions to try to make money or anything with it. It's not our main thought.
Cool. Yeah.
But it gets us to release music that we support and artists that we support, and to book them at our parties afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. It's like a tool.
It's
and
a tool,
platform where people can get exposure and you create community.
Yeah, exactly. The goal of it is to create the community around it. It connects with the podcast as well. It's
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very good idea. Okay, so let's do some questions and pick your brain a bit. And let's start off with, now that you're a DJ, you've played at different places all over the world, you produce music, has your experience as a party person or a client at a club or just someone that attends these parties changed? And if so, how?
Okay, so when I kind of started this whole thing, I used to go a lot, way more. So, and I wanted to connect with as much people as possible. I was trying to go support a lot of friends. So I used to be out all the time. And now that I've done a lot of these things, I'm kind of staying more secluded and everything. And I'm kind of picking my battles more than anything. So, I'll go to Stereo when Hernan and Gaije was playing because this is like one of my best events.
Yeah.
But and those events I really go and I just enjoy myself. Yeah. So those are completely a trip, and those nights have never really stopped for me.
Yeah. But hold on, let me ask you that. Do you feel now when you're there, are you more critical, but not in a negative or positive, just more in an analyzing state, how the person's playing, what's going on, crowd reaction, versus going there and just like dancing and like just having fun with friends?
So obviously I know more than what I knew 6 years ago. So obviously there's the whole analyst side in my head that just knows a lot more of it. But at the end of the day, I kind of surpassed it, where there was a point maybe a couple of years ago, where I used to be super critical and just like, this is not done right. This is missing this. This is missing that. This guy screwed up doing this. But now it's like, who cares? Let's just have fun. I could judge at the end of the night, but at the end of the day, I'm just there to have fun, So this is only for the event.
Yeah.
Actually, no. In general, I just became way less crucial, and then I just will choose to not go next time, if anything. But when I'm there, I'm just choosing to have fun.
You're there. It's just having fun. See, and taking that from myself too, and having that experience, a lot of people are like, yo, how come you're not dancing? And I don't know why, but I end up just, it becomes like an automatic thing where I'm going not to critique so much as to like, it's my educational time.
Yeah.
It's seeing new talent and different styles and taking in as much as I can to better myself. So, even if you pick up a little trick or an effect or sound, it gets the brain rolling where you're
Of
like,
course.
yo, that's crazy. Like, how else can we do this? And what else can I do with that? And taking from it and building.
I like when people do like crazy shit, and I'm just like, okay, cool, this stands out. I love when it stands out. I remember it.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
it doesn't happen that often, really.
No.
Nowadays.
It used to a lot more.
Not that it's not fun, but
No,
it's
no,
like
but nothing
yeah.
is a pop out.
Yeah.
I feel exactly that same way, man. Craziness. So everyone out there listening, if you're an artist or DJ, you better make sure you do some shit to pop out.
Do crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
People like it.
Like, what's his name? Throwing cakes.
Yeah. But
Steve.
more, I was talking more like on sound.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That
I don't know about cakes.
I went crazy. I was gonna throw some cannolis. Fuck. Okay, cool. Okay, let's move on to an interesting question. After hours and regular hours. So the 10 to 3 vibe kind of alcohol versus the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. with non-alcohol, but maybe something else. But whatever. What between the two vibes, what do you feel you prefer? Like the differences and what you feel you stick out in more or you're more comfortable with.
I think it all depends on what the party actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's, I got booked in super sketchy after hour things, and I mean, it wasn't that fun. You know?
Right.
But I mean, sometimes it's good sketchy,
Yeah.
and the people that are hosting it really care about their stuff, and it's really fun. You know, I don't even want to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it just really depends because there's after hours or not. I find there's an interesting spot on both of them.
Yes. You prefer one? Like, let's say they're both well set up, and let's say example,
Yeah.
Not to just stay about Stereo Montreal, but any great venue, either side. So the proper bar setup or the proper after. If you had a choice, which would you go for?
I like when it kind of turns into the day, so maybe after hour, and then it kind of goes on till the morning, and where you see some sun and.
So it would be like an SXM vibe.
Yeah, I haven't been to SXM though, so I'm not really sure. Yeah. Because I like to see some light, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's too long in the dark.
Yeah.
But I still like the dark sometimes.
Then you
know?
lose your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So okay.
But I like when events are very like immersive, so it's not just like one thing only.
Right.
But I like when there's a lot to that one thing where you could you don't get bored. There's a lot more, not necessarily only on the music side, but just like as the event is planned.
Mm-hmm. And interesting, I guess you would really like Space Miami because as the time progresses in the night, then you're outdoors.
Yeah.
So you're really, as it's going crazier and getting more into the morning, then you're literally outside.
Yeah, it must be really nice.
Next level.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Great time. Okay. Let me say like kind of a tip section. If you had one tip for upcoming DJs, producers, what would that be?
I'd just say do your thing. Just do your thing and just don't really like think of like what others are doing because everybody else is just doing their thing.
Yeah.
If you wanna, well, wait, is this focused on, I guess, career-wise or music-wise?
It could be anything. It could be, let's just say for upcoming DJs, producers, is it a question of, we can narrow it down and let's say...
right, so yeah, I would just say just do your thing and don't focus on others that much, focus on others if ever you want if ever you see that your vision kind of lines up with it, but at the end of the day, everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel it helps, there's that the famous pic, I think it was from the Olympics, where the guy who was in first place in the swimming, there was an image, and the second place guy, which was right close to him, was staring at the first place guy. And the whole thought process in meme was the first place is drilling forward. He's not looking anywhere else. The second place is looking at the first place saying, oh, like, where is he trying to gauge?
Exactly.
Now, I agree with that 150%. Do you feel that maybe looking around in a non-competitive way, is there some value?
Yeah. I don't know. I often take like
gauging.
Yeah. If it's, I don't know, for example, like sitting down in the studio with somebody else, obviously I pick like a lot of stuff that I like that they're doing, and then I kind of implement it in my ways of doing things. Same thing with events. When I attend other events, I go see what other people are doing, and then I kind of implement different things in my own way in my events. So it's good. I mean, instead of, I don't know, sometimes when I lock myself in my studio and I don't talk to anybody for like 2 days, I mean, I get stuck in a loop,
Right.
where I
Yeah,
just
yeah, you get blocked.
I get blocked. Yeah, but then when you go outside, have some fresh air, you go look around and you go check how other things are living.
Yeah.
And
It refreshes.
yeah.
Very
So
cool.
yeah.
I agree with that. Okay, what would be one thing right now that really piques your interest outside of the music world? So, could be spoons and forks, like it could be a lamp, like it could be a tree.
I just got back from Egypt and I started digging a lot into the pyramids and everything. And for me, this is like,
Really
I
got
don't
you.
know, been binging documentaries and like trying to get to the bottom of it. I kind of like, I'm starting to pick up how to read like stuff that's written with
Oh, wow.
images,
Yeah, that's
now.
amazing.
So it's like, I don't know.
What's your take on that? What do you think? Like, no matter what, you could see it a million times. How did they come about, you feel?
I don't know enough facts.
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
still
you're
in,
giving
in
your
research.
yeah, of course.
Maybe like a year ago, I binged again into like all this whole world. And I mean, you can never get to the bottom of it.
Do you have like a thought, like
But
a feeling?
I think it's some sort of machine. It's like I
But
don't know how
the
to describe it.
perfection, it freaks me out because they're not like stones that are like, they're a bit off. The angle's a bit.
everything's super precise and like I don't know
What did
how
they
cut
have
this.
back then?
So I was watching a documentary where they were trying to figure out the tools that they would use because they're impossible. They would just chip out rocks
Right.
and it would be so perfect,
Yes.
all aligned, and everything would be so placed well together. So what I found interesting is at one point they said that you could use a pitchfork. If you use a pitchfork and you tune into the exact frequency of the stone, you could actually drill by shooting at the frequency and kind of like just chipping micro chipping almost, and then you'd be able to like kind of drill perfect holes or make straight lines and stuff like that. So somehow if you could get that pitchfork to vibrate at the same frequency as that stone,
Yeah.
you'd be able to cut it
That's
perfectly. It's
next
like
level.
laser cut. And it wouldn't even take much effort on the pitchfork.
We need to get some pitchforks for some
Yeah.
people here as they're doing
I don't know, this is
construction in Montreal. Crazy.
No, for real. But it's how did they get to vibrate that?
Of course.
But I don't know. I mean,
And height, bro. Like, they're insane to get the stone
height?
up there.
Oh,
like,
right.
Even if you're starting at the bottom, you built your base. 500 guys pick up a 1,000,000-pound stone. Okay, but to travel to the top, to put it together, like you need to be suspended aerial, and like, could you imagine even doing it today? It requires a lot of.
One thing that I read, I don't know
Yeah.
if this is true. Like,
Yeah.
this is one thing that I could have made sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that they buried it. So you build the first level and then you bury it and you build the second level, and you just roll it on top of sand. You have you figure out how to make it slippery a bit.
Yeah.
And roll it, but I don't know. I don't know.
Guys, you heard it here first. Adam's take on the pyramids and how they were made. All right, so to wrap up, I like to do like rapid fire questions. So it's kind of like a one word or a one kind of
Yeah,
direction
okay,
answer. Pineapple on your pizza, yes or no?
Maybe.
Okay. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Okay, how about dog or cat person?
Dog.
And, and then what do you prefer, text or phone call?
Text. I can't stand it when people call me.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's it. If people want to find you, Adam, where do they find you on your socials and
Yeah, just Adam Husa, ADM, HUSA.
on all your socials?
You can find
SoundCloud,
it a bit
everything?
everywhere.
Adam, let me know what's coming up for you. You got some parties or gigs coming up next few months?
Yeah, so we just did the rebrand of our website, so I'm not sure when exactly that's going to be, but we want to do some sort of cocktail launch of the new platform.
Very cool.
So that's going to be either January, something around then.
Yeah.
January, we have Unadal that will be playing with me at Newspeak.
Amazing.
And February, I have something. I can't really talk about it yet.
Yeah. Well, they can follow you on your socials.
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah,
know
you
what's
can find it
popping.
on there.
Okay, very cool.
And then March, we booked Sahar Z. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which I love his sound and super excited about that booking. And that's not out yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Guys, keep it on the low.
Yeah.
Now you heard it here first. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. I had an amazing time with an amazing person, Mr. Adam Husa. It was a pleasure to have you, brother, on the show as
Thank you.
001, the number one guest.
Thank you.
And I wish you all a great day. And whenever you're listening to this, enjoy yourselves, give some peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.
Peace.